All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutations to the men out there push his word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel Allah from GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you the spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. Now this lesson is based off of this video here, which I'm going to play it. But as you can see, it says horrible history. And when you look at when you go into like this person's account, you look at their videos, they pretty much do a really good job at pointing out Esau's Edom, his terrible history and the abominations and debaucheries that he have and the massacres and the treachery and just all different levels of evils that he has committed against, different peoples of the world. And this channel on TikTok actually goes into all of that and reveals that history. So the name of this particular video is called Horrible History. So I'm going to play this video, but before that, I'm going to go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. And I'm going to go to the 16th verse, which is a precept that I bring out all of the time, and more. And one of the reasons that is because we're starting to see more and more of this devil's history, like the shit that he actually has done since he's been in power. Now, you got to think, this has only been within the last 100 years, man, all of this wickedness, man. So it says, now when you look at the video, that TikTok video, the title is Horrible History. All right, so Habakkuk 2:16, it says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory." So the world is really seeing the history and the glory that Esau Edom has. They're seeing his history and the things that he's done within this earth that he thought that he was just going to be able to do and nobody was going to forget about. But through the unicorn, the world is seeing exactly how wicked this devil is. Okay, so they're seeing his shame. They're seeing his what he calls glory for him. The money, the power, the prestige, the influence, all of those different things. What he's seeing as glory, the rest of the world now is seeing as shame. Okay, so your glory is shameful. And everyone else is now is seeing it now. That your people, the people that has the power that has done this, you have a shameful history. Okay. So it says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The Lord's the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." You see. So when the rest of the nations are looking upon your history, they're seeing shame. They're saying, this is how he's done this. This is how he got that. This is this. This is that. They're seeing the shameful history that Esau Edom has. Okay? So you're going to be greatly hated because your history is nothing but shame. You have done nothing of honor, of dignity. You have done nothing respectable to qualify you to be in a position of leadership, to qualify you to be in the power seat. You don't have a qualifying factor. You don't have the ability to rule in a manner that is profitable to the earth, to the people and to the earth. You don't have that. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
Timor-Leste, Australia's favourite neighbour. No, that's Bali, dickhead. East Timor, home to Virgin Islands, golden beaches, friendly people, but most importantly, shit tons of oil and gas. Which is why here at the Australian government, we've repeatedly stabbed those friendly people in the fucking back. Like, remember that time we supported Indonesia when it invaded them? Sure, a third of them ended up being massacred on our doorstep, and sure, we left our own journalists to die in Balibo and then covered it up. But hey, it was worth it. Here we are sculling champers on a jet above the Timor Sea where all that oil and gas is. Good times. Sadly, this lucrative fuckfest was threatened when Timor finally won its independence. It was the youngest and poorest nation in Asia, so of course we helped them out. Nah, just kidding. We stabbed them in the back again by forcing their impoverished asses to sign a treaty that let us keep looting their oil and gas. How did we get such a good deal? By bugging their government officers during the negotiations. Lol. The only reason you know this is because one of our spies, who we'll call Witness K, blew the whistle after learning that the big sack of shit who ordered the bugging went on to score a lucrative consultancy with the same pricks who have the license over those oil fields. Of course, we immediately prosecuted the criminals. Not them, silly. Witness K and his lawyer. Right now, we're pushing to try them in a secret court because national security, which is our way of saying that we'd rather you'd never learn how we conspired to defraud Timor, an offence under the ACT's criminal code, or that we were using ACES for corporate espionage instead of stopping terrorists around the very time that terrorists bombed our embassy in Jakarta. Whoops. And we'd especially like you not to learn how we cheated a country just emerging from a brutal occupation with one of the world's highest rates of infant mortality, malnutrition and preventable disease, and deprive them of billions in revenue from their own resources, which is fuck tons more than what we give Timor in foreign aid. So when you think about it, Timor's sick kids are Australia's largest donor. Aw, thanks little guys. What's that? At least you got cheaper gas. Aw, sweetheart. Did we not mention that Timor's gas is shipped straight to Japan, where it's sold for 40% less than what you pay for it? So to recap our foreign policy, you pay for the exploration, investment and spying. These stick bags get rich. You get shafted on prices. Brown kids die of diarrhea. And anyone who exposes this shit fuckery gets tried in a secret court. Any questions? Visit Timor-Leste, Australia's best kept dirty little secret. Authorised by the Department for coveting thy neighbour's goods.
You know that. You know these. You know the way they did that, the way they presented it was actually pretty funny. But nevertheless, it shows you, you know, that the world remembers what Esau's done. From the smallest little island to the largest country, they remember how wicked these people are. Okay. We'll go to Nahum 3 and 5. It says, behold, let me just pull up the whole chapter. It says, behold, this is Nahum 3 and 5. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. You see that? I'm gonna read verse 4, and then I'm gonna read verse 5 again. This is Nahum chapter 3 verse 4. It says, because of the multitudes of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, because Babylon for such a long time has been a well-favored harlot. Everyone wanted to be a part of Babylon. Everybody wanted to come to that glittering city and partake in that. He used to have a song, a New York song, you know, that starts spreading news. I'm leaving today. You know, they had songs of singing the grandness of America and certain cities of America, right? So everybody wanted to be a part of America. And because America was made so great, well, America was really made great off of the backs of those people that they enslaved. They had 400 years of free labor, so of course they would have got great real quick. All right. So it says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth the nations through her whoredoms, and the families through her witchcraft. All this shit that you see, you know, I was just talking to a brother. We was talking about TV, which means television. All right. And it really breaks down to tell a vision. So you're telling a vision through what? The median, which is the TV screen. You see? But then you have your democracy, you know? Then you have your music, your way that you create your money, your system of doing things, you know? So you done sold these things to the other nations. So the nations have become rich. They've profited off of it. They've seen that there was a benefit to them off of it. And, you know, in a lot of cases back in those days, right? and you profited from this shit. And at that time, you were good with it. You never questioned it. You never said that, what are you doing to do all this? How are you getting all this shit? You never questioned it. What did you do? You accepted it. You accepted these things. Okay? Because you saw that there was a benefit. Y'all nations saw that there was a benefit for becoming in league with the well-favored harlot. You see? So you adopted her witchcrafts and her whoredoms and the things that Babylon has done. Now you're trying to emulate. You see? You done seen that Babylon done did it, so now you're trying to do it better. Well, this is what the Lord has to say about that in verse 5. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover the skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame." So now you're starting to see these other nations. They're through these through the internet and through these different social media platforms. The other nations are starting to see your history and the shit that you've done, and how evil you've actually been. And how within your rulership, how oppressive and corruptive you've been. You see? So this video that I just played was just a small tidbit of, a very small tidbit of the evil that you have done on this earth. So your history is shameful. You're getting that shameful glory, that shameful history. You see? So now the other nations are seeing how you became the well-favored harlot through treachery and deceit and dishonesty and wickedness. You see? Let me grab a now that I just thought about it, I'm gonna go to I believe it's Isaiah 10. No, that's not it. I think it's 33. All right, yeah, there it is. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest and wast not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." You see? So the Lord is saying, wait, when you get to a position to where, because this ain't saying, because the person that's dealing treacherously ain't going to automatically have a change of heart and say, I'm gonna change my ways and stop dealing treacherously. And we're talking about Esau, okay? We're not talking about like a Jake that has the ability to repent. No, we're talking about the devil, okay? Let's put things into perspective for anybody that don't understand who I'm talking about, okay? He's not gonna just, because the scriptures talk about that his soul in him, the soul lifted up in him is not upright, and the scriptures also say that what is crooked cannot be made straight. So this dude just has a bent, turned down spirit in him. You see? So he cannot just stop dealing treacherously. Okay? He will deal treacherously as long as he has the power to be treacherous. You see? It is only when he loses his ability to force his treachery upon you, when he no longer has the power to play his role as being treacherous, then he will be dealt with in the same manner. Because when everyone else was down and they didn't have that power, and you had the power, you dealt treacherously with them. So now the roles have reversed. Now you are the one that doesn't have the power. You are the one that have to go to them. So they're going to deal treacherously with you. So because you don't have the power to deal treacherous, it ain't because the so-called white man is going to stop being treacherous. It's in his nature to be treacherous. No, he's not going to have the power to enforce his treachery anymore. You see? He's not going to have the power to enforce his treachery. So because he doesn't have the power to enforce his treachery, the other nations are going to do to him as he has done. They are going to spoil. They are going to deal treacherously. Because that's what he shoveled out. You know, the scriptures say, be not deceived, the Lord is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he reap. If he soweth to the flesh, he shall reap of the flesh. So you're sowing this wickedness of the flesh. So that's what you're going to reap back. You're not sowing spiritual righteousness. You're not sowing to the spirit. You're sowing to the flesh. So you're going to reap the carnal wickedness of the flesh. Okay? So when the time comes, which is coming to pass right now, the other nations are bucking up. They standing 10 toes down and not moving. You see? So what's about to happen? America's going to lose America's power. And America is no longer going to have the ability to enforce its policy amongst the other nations. Thence, they're going to deal with America within the same manner that America dealt. But the only difference is they're going to deal openly. And that's just me speaking as a man. They're going to be open with it. It ain't going to be no covert shit. Okay? It's going to be overt. Like, you're going to know that, hey, this is what it is. If I said that correctly. I could have those terms mixed up. So if I do, Salakia. But they're gonna be out in the open with it. Like forget you, America. F you, America. What you gonna do about it? You see, you had to weasel your way into this position through treachery, rape, rob, and murder. But we're just gonna tell you straight up, this is how it is. Okay, and the other nations gonna hate this whore. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says right here, Babylon have been the golden cup in the Lord's hand. Right? So the Babylon has been a golden cup that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You see? So let's go into that Jeremiah 51. So when you go to verse 7 and you go to the word mad, and it's Psalms H184, Halah, and it means, did I get the right one? Is it? It says to shine, to flash forth, to praise, to boast, to be boastful, boastful ones, boasters, to praise, to boast, to be praised, to make praiseworthy, be commended, be worthy of praise. So I guess that would make sense because these nations are becoming proud, man. They feel like they're the ones that should be next in line. But in addition to that, mad, very angry. And that was the definition that I was looking for. Very angry. Or even moreover, mentally unstable. Okay? Mentally unstable, very angry, mentally unstable, insane. So the nations, one, are angry, and two, they bugged out. Okay? But then going into this definition in Jeremiah, H1984, they're also proud. China proud as hell, man. Russia proud as hell. They think that they think that they the next ones in line to assume the throne, to assume rulership. They actually think that, but it's not going to be so. Okay? The Lord Yahweh Shimi Hawashai said that that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Okay? So I'm going to go to Obadiah 1. It says 1 and 2. It says, "Behold, I made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised." So the other nations hate them. You see, going into that anger. Going into that anger. That anger of how you've dealt treacherously with all of them. I can't recall one treaty or an agreement that Esau actually honored. You see? You've dealt treacherously with everyone you signed on with. Okay? It says, verse 3, it says, "The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" You think that you cannot be taken out your power seat. That goes into that pride. You see? But the Lord said he's made thee small among the heathen. He's made the heathen hate your ass, man. That's why all these other nations are puffed up, because they think that they can take your spot, that they can be the next America, the next Babylon. But that's not so. It's over with. After this, it's done. The Lord is no longer going to leave the kingdom to anybody that's not profitable. It's going straight to Yahushua. Yahushua going to be the ruler. And he going to set up a kingdom that's actually profitable, where the earth and its inhabitants can thrive. You know, y'all heathens going to go into slavery for 1,000 years, but after that, y'all going to be good. You see? But the Lord said that the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. Verse 4 says, "Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Lord." So the Lord is going to bring this devil down and bring him back down to reality, man. Letting him know that, hey, it's the Lord that setteth up one and taketh out another. It ain't you. Okay? Verse 5, it says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how are they cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? Basically saying they just gonna take what they need. If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? Like, yeah, they gonna leave something on the vine, but this devil won't leave nothing. This devil is literally trying to take everything. If he can make it to where you will have to pay for the air to breathe, he would make you pay for the air. There's a video, a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I saw it years ago. But there was a watch that was like built into your damn arm, and you had to work in order to live, to keep your life. And if you didn't, you needed the same thing to buy products, to buy this, buy that, and everything would subtract from your life. And as soon as you got down to zero, you would die. So people were doing whatever they could to try to get some extra money on their car, on their little digital thing, so they can die. And that's them saying about the chip, because that's how it's going to be with the chip. They're going to just be able to turn your shit off, and you won't be able to buy shit, and you would die. But this devil wants everything, man. Everything. So this is the Lord being sarcastic, like, yeah, they would have left something. But this devil won't leave nothing. He going to take every goddamn thing, man. And then once he has everything and there's nothing left, he's going to try to consume the nothing and consume whatever else is beyond that. Because that's it. That's the nature of this devil. Okay? Pure evil, pure wickedness. All right? But but going into this point right here, how are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And I'll tell you how. It's through Yahushua. Yahushua is revealing this devil. You see? Then what do you see? All of the other nations are seeing this devil for who he is. The other nations are seeing all of his crimes and everything that he's committed. And they're seeing his history, and they're saying, wait a minute. You're not the person that we thought you were. You're not the shining light we thought you were. And that's why the scriptures say, surely, roughly paraphrasing, surely our fathers have inherited lies. because the other nations are going to see that they've been following this devil for such a long time, and they've inherited the lives of the fucking devil. You see, and it's the Lord that's revealing these things, man. The Lord is revealing Esau's history to all of the other nations, and this is why things are starting. One of the reasons why things are progressing so quickly, because they're saying like, well, why should we, seeing your horrible history and the wicked shit that you've done and all of the treachery, why should we trust anything that you're saying? See, that's what would be the mindset that I would be in. Why would we know your history, man? We know how you do already. Why should we trust you? Why should we negotiate with you? We know what you do already. You see, it's been revealed to us. Verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, because they really angry. The other nations that have signed, and I did a video about this before, about the bully that has all the prestige and the power. You're going to have those people that are going to be cool with you just based off of the fact that you got the prestige and the power. They really don't give two shits about you. And the moment you don't have the prestige or the power no more, they don't want to deal with you no more, because you're no longer a benefit to them. Okay? But they're going to play that role even in your decline until you really don't have any power over them. Okay? But secretly, inwardly, a lot of people that align with these bullies, they align so the bully won't bully them. You see? But they inwardly hate the bully. So when the scriptures say, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. That's right. Because when the bully is in his power, most of the time, a person is cool with the bully, so they won't be bullied. But once the bully, they really secretly hate the bully, but once the bully starts to lose his power, and he starts to become weaker, and you ain't that guy no more, then the people that are around you, around the person or around the people that were once being bullied, and they start to see this bully's in decline, they'll start to ally themselves with one another so that they can team up against the bully and take the bully out. What's happening right now in the world? What do y'all see happening? The rest of the world is allying together against the harlot, the well-favored harlot. Okay? That's why it says, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You see? And it goes on to say, verse 8, it says that the Lord going to destroy the mount of understanding out of Esau. You know? But yeah. The Lord is showing the world all of Esau's secret parts, his horrible history, and all of the wickedness that he's done, from the smallest to the largest. You would think, and I could play the video, but I'm not, but you would think that the death of Queen Elizabeth would create such a sorrowful type. It didn't. No one was sorry for her. You got people posting videos about her history and the wickedness that she's done. That's all that happened. I've seen that in so many different places. All the wickedness that this woman has done. Shameful history. You have no history to be proud of. You're no goddamn humanitarian that came to save people. You came in, you exploited the poor and took their wealth from their land and impoverished them even more and oppressed them. As a matter of fact, so this is Micah 2:2. And it says, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when it is morning. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. You see that? So you go into these lands and oppress these people and take their land, take their resources, take their heritage, give them nothing, impoverish them even more, and then come up with schemes and scams to find reasons to keep your power and keep them impoverished and rationalize this shit as if this is right. And you do this over and over and over again, and you think that you can continue to do these things and that people will not remember your wickedness. No, the Lord is revealing to the world who you really are. And that's why you're going to come with that sword, because you're going to just say, fuck it. Y'all know who I am anyway, so I might as well come down with this great wrath. I ain't got but a short time. My time about to be up soon. And that's what it's about to come to. That's exactly what it's about to come to. It says, verse 3, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. So you see, so the Lord is putting an end to this devil and his evil and his oppression. Now, of course, you know, when in the world to come, y'all, other nations are going to go into captivity for 1,000 years. And that's right, because of what you've done to the Israelites, to the Lord's chosen people, and how you participated in that, and how you've also participated in the destruction of the earth. You see, don't get it twisted. Y'all other nations are not exempt from the shit that y'all have done. Okay? Nations like China, Japan, Moab, Ammon, Teman, y'all Russians, which are just Edomites. You see? Y'all Elamites. Y'all Ishmaelites. You know? Y'all all participated big time. And now that you all aren't benefiting from the shit no more, now you want to act like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Y'all go ahead and y'all do what fulfill the prophecies. You see? Do that. But in the end, you still going into captivity too, because you got to pay for what you've done. But after that 1,000-year sentence is served, you're gonna be allowed to go back to your land, and you're gonna love the Israelites, because your land and your country is gonna flourish. Your water is gonna be sweet. Your air is gonna be pure. Your grass is gonna be a different color of green. You're gonna actually be able to taste your food. You're gonna live for a very long time because you're gonna observe the law. You're not going to live forever like the Israelites, but you're going to live for a while. You see? But that's going to be because the Lord is going to put this world in order. And very first and foremost, I'm going to close out on this. We'll go to Obadiah 1 and 18. And it says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So in the end, the house of Esau is going to be destroyed, and that great evil that is on the earth is going to be put away. But y'all other nations are not. Y'all going to be allowed to go back to your lands that the Lord gave you. And you're going to serve the Israelites, and you're going to love it. You see? You're going to love it. You're going to want to serve the Israelites. You're going to want to be the Israelites. And it's not going to be just for a short period of time. No, it's going to be forever. forever and ever and ever. You're going to always want to try to aspire to be like the Israelites. You see? And the world is going to be put in order once this cancer of Edom is going to be gone forever. Okay? So, that was pretty much it. We'll go ahead and end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the elder and the apostle, great millstones. To the next time, I can say Shalom.